Ladies and gentlemen, now I'm so glad I made a JP account a couple of weeks ago, man, because we are going to have an insane amount of fun with tomorrow's update. I'm so pumped for the videos, because with part 2 of the 1 year anniversary, there is going to be a final boss TWIGO. Dude, this is the stuff that dreams are made of right here, man. Everybody's like memeing about TWIGO for like the last 2 months, but dude, the developers, they're ahead of the game, man. They've actually gone and made a final boss TWIGO. So I can't wait to see that fight. I'm really excited for it. But on top of that fight, which I'm really looking forward to, there's also 2 new characters arriving to JP tomorrow. There's going to be a red giant Paladin Diane, who looks really interesting. And also one of the 10 commandments, Drole, who's like king of the giants. He looks really interesting as well. Currently on JP, like Lost Vein Meliodas and Goddess Elizabeth are like 2 characters that are really dominating a lot of the PvP meta, and he kind of looks like a pretty decent counter to both of those, but I'm interested to see how he works out. But we have the full English abilities for both characters to break down and talk about. But yeah, this Diane, she looks like the best giant Diane available. I'm very interested to see how she works as well. But on top of that, there's going to be some costumes, cosmetics. There's also like a new tower mode gameplay called the Tower of Challenge. So I'm not too sure all the details of this one, but essentially you work your way up. It looks like you get gold and a new Super Awakening coins. And this is something, you know, for global players just to keep in mind, this new Super Awakening system that's coming in. So essentially it's on top of the Awakening system already, and you use the excess character coins that you have to put into characters, and it gives them even more stats. So, you know, for global at the moment, this would be an absolute nightmare. I think if you've just started playing like JP like I have, it's still going to be an absolute nightmare because I'm very far behind. But yeah, it's a little bit annoying for newer JP players, but I think we still have, you know, what is it, 9 months to a year before we see something like this on global. But keep in mind, you know, if you are thinking about the future of this game and Super Awakenings, it might be a good idea to be a little bit more conservative when it does come to your coins as well, knowing a feature like this is going to be coming in the future. So just something to keep in mind there. And aside from that, I think there's a few quality of life updates. Again, there's going to be this new red giant Diane and also Drole banner, and we might go for a cheeky $200, $300 summon on it. See if we can get one of the new characters, have a bit of a play around with PvP, because I'm like just about to advance out of the gold bracket. So yeah, I've been grinding so we can get some really good like JP PvP videos going on the channel. And aside from that, there's a load of stuff that I unfortunately cannot read. So when it comes to the character's abilities, let's have a little bit of a chat about Drole. So it looks like he's got a strong single target ability that a gold deals 400% detonate damage to a single target enemy. Now 400% multiplier on a gold card, man, that's pretty good damage-wise single target. And Detonate deals 20% additional damage per ult gauge on the opponent. So yeah, I think this is going to be really decent, especially when you're a fair bit into the match. I think this is going to hit exceptionally hard, providing his base stats like aren't too terrible there. So yeah, I'm curious to see the damage on that one. Now I think to see some of the bigger value when it does come to Drole, if we have a look at his unique ability here. So if the enemy has 5 ultimate gauge, prevents the enemy from using their ultimate skills for 2 turns. Now I don't know if you can use this multiple times, if it is like a debuff that can be removed by like King's Purify, but yeah, basically if somebody gets 5 ult, it locks out their ult for 2 turns there, so prevents a lot of ult rushing. So kind of no Lost Vein Meliodas ultimate, no Goddess Liz ult very quickly. So this seems like really good. And also on top of that, he does have a commandment that kind of slows down the the bursty elements of a lot of characters. So in PvP, if you receive damage from using a skill, you receive 30%, I believe this is resistance for 3 turns. So again, commandments affect everybody there, but I think this is going to really slow down stuff, and maybe also scale quite well with characters that have like, amplify effects, if this is a resistance buff. Again, I'm assuming that patience is resistance, but I may be incorrect on that one there, but that seems really interesting as well, especially for characters like maybe Lizhawk, maybe Red Escanor when it does come to the JP version. So yeah, I've got my Red Escanor, man. He's almost fully maxed out on JP here, so I think we might be able to do some very fun stuff. I heard Drole is a red character, so maybe like a mono red team with him, Escanor, and the other Diane is going to be very interesting to try out. His ultimate hits everybody for a fair amount of damage, but also ignores defense. So yeah, I think that's maybe 1 out of 6, but I'm not too sure if it's 6/6 or not. But yeah, kind of like a worse version maybe of Diane's ult there, but you know, not too bad. And then we've got his secondary ability, which is the same card as the blue Elizabeth. So this one, you know, isn't that great on her, but I think with Drole and his passive ability, this might be quite useful. So it's going to deal damage to all enemies and seal buffs and debuff skills for 2 turns. But I think just at the bronze, it seals, debuff skills, and then at silver, it's buff and debuff skills. So yeah, this might be useful. It might have its scenarios. I think if, you know, you wait that round for a few turns, get it upgraded to silver or gold, then you're really going to see some good value, especially combined with the unique ability. But again, I may be wrong when it comes to my estimations of Drole. Again, I'm not really super experienced in the JP meta. However, like on paper, he does seem like a pretty interesting character. I think there's a lot he does bring to the table, and a lot of stuff that he's going to be very useful for. However, he does get even more spicy when you bring in the new Paladin Red Diane into the mix. And I'm really happy that there's going to be finally like a good red giant Diane, because the one you get from story, the free-to-play one, she sucks a massive eggs, man. She's not good at all. So this Diane, the first thing she has is a single target ability, which also prevents the enemy from using ultimate skills for 1 to 2 turns. Again, fully upgraded on gold. It's 2 turns there. So that one seems pretty damn nice. And then we also have the secondary ability, which deals 180% damage to all enemies and only allows the use of rank 1 skills to be used for 2 turns. So I think this probably needs to be upgraded again to like silver in order to get the secondary benefit of it. But it's basically like you know, the cleave maybe from the blue Diane, but also, you know, really disables a lot of effects and kind of counters champions like Gotha and kind of heavy upgrade strategies as well. I think for maybe the, the red Lost Vein Meliodas. Like, she looks like a character that could potentially shut him down, quite well, because if she, you know, cleaves him, gets the crit, upgrades all of his skills, but then also disables them for like a turn or 2, that seems pretty damn nice, and can also disable the ult. So yeah, we'll have to see. And in terms of her ultimate, it's exactly the same as the other Diane's. So yeah, it's just massive damage to all enemies. And blue Diane, she still hits like a friggin' truck, mate. There's so much damage on that ultimate. Has one of the highest multipliers on every target in the game. So yeah, that seems like it could be really promising. However, how passive as well. All giant race allies deal 40% more damage. So that is a really interesting one, especially when you consider that Drole, you know, is almost certainly a giant in terms of his tag as well. So giving Drole 40% more damage, you've got both of these ults which deal massive damage to everybody. So yeah, I think they could be really fun to run on a team together. And I might be big whaling tomorrow in order to get both of them, man, because I think there's just some yeah, really interesting stuff that you might be able to do with both of these characters in the current meta on GP. Again, I'm a little bit New are a little bit inexperienced, but we're going to try and get to like Master or Platinum by tomorrow so we can do some like really good PvP videos and hopefully like summon on the banner, get a little bit lucky, get both of the characters. But yeah, I'm really excited for this event, man. Again, I'm a new JP player. I'm very easily pleased by new characters, new modes of gameplay, final boss TWIGO as well. So yeah, it just looks like there's a lot of really cool stuff coming. But yeah, let me know in the comments section below. How do you feel about Drole and also Red Paladin Diane? Are you excited for these characters? Maybe TWIGO on the sub as well for 30% increased health, but we'll have to see about what is it, that one tomorrow. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you did enjoy today's breakdown, please do smash that like button. That'd be greatly appreciated. Aside from that, thank you very much for watching. Take care, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.